It's time for another birthday, my birthday. And what could be better for someone born at a floral convention but a flower cake? There's no calories, and it's made with the prettiest roses on the planet. It's outrageous and creative, baked specially here, the JTV way. So, let's get started. You're all familiar with seeing the cake forms, and we've created them all sorts of different ways. We even used to flock them around the outside. But our JTV cake is going to be flashy and crazy. So we're going to use a few other techniques. To start with, we're going to use the Gerber straws on the outside of our cake form. These are the regular forms that are available from Stimson's that you slide up the stem of a Gerber to help keep the stem straight. We're going to use it as construction material around the outside of our cake form. You'll notice that I'm using a rubber band, and we just slip those Gerber straws underneath that rubber band so we can go all the way around this cake form. We could do this on any type of container where we wanted to add texture around the outside. For Secretary's Day, we might do pencils around it. For a kid's party, we could do crayons around the outside. Anything that looks like a Gerber straw, we can use this technique. And the rubber band helps us hold it together and keep it in place. We're gonna paint those this week with Olive Bright. So I've soaked a cake form, and we've applied the Gerber straws all the way around the outside with the rubber band. So now we're ready to paint. Olive Bright's my favorite color from Design Master. Shake it up, and we also make sure that we point the nozzle to the black dot before we start to spray. You'll see how quickly and easily this covers the Gerber straws. There we go. Now we'll use our scissors to cut the Gerber straws off the same length as the foam underneath. Now you'll notice that moved our Gerber straws, so I'm going to go back with a second coat of paint to cover up any areas that would still be exposed. You're noticing that I'm using short little blasts of paint. That way I'm not coating it real heavily right away, and I can make sure that it's not going to run down the side, and it gives it a nice even coat all the way around that I can control better. I love using Olive Bright, and you see how it changes the color of these Gerber straws. Now, let's talk about the JTV trick of the week. We can use this product to change up floral as well as hard goods. Let's try it on a couple of Gerbers. They're starting to grow Gerbers now that are a lime green, but if those aren't available, we can make our own using a little bit of Olive Bright. Let's think back. You remember that great poinsettia that I had in our Christmas webisodes? I used Olive Bright to make that poinsettia that wonderful olive bright color. I started with a white poinsettia and tinted it with short blasts of paint to help create that. I love that little baby. We can do that with these products too. Staying back about 18 inches and using short blasts of paint again. We can create a chartreuse green Gerber that would accent a bouquet perfectly. This week, I need some Kermit pom-poms, but I didn't have any available. But I have white ones and I can make them myself. Just open those up a little bit more. So we're making sure we get good coverage. Voila, Kermit pom-poms, right from my can of Design Master. So, we'll create the edge of our cake form and use these wonderful new decorative pins from Lomi. They look like little green snowmen. And we're going to drop those down inside the Gerber straw. You can use any type of chrysanthemum pom-pom to go around the outside. Since these aren't going into water, we want to make that selection accordingly. Because we know pom-poms will dry well and can go a long period of time without water, we can use them on the outside. So, we've already started our outrageous cake form. That looks pretty indulgent. And I think we'll fill in the inside with one of my favorite flowers, Milva roses from Euphoria. These are the Triple Crown winners that started everything for the Euphoria Company. Look at that rose. It's just incredible. We'll cut a few of these off. Using our more open blossoms. The thing I like about Milva is look at how all of those different colors are incorporated. There's a little bit of pink, a little bit of burnt orange, and that wonderful center. So our roses will go around the outside of our cake form. That's looking pretty incredible. Now it's time for us to add our candle because I want to put hypericum around the center of the candle. It has to go in first. Here's another tip from JTV. If we take our candle and we bevel it on two sides, we don't sharpen it like a pencil point, but instead have it beveled. Then we can press it into the foam and it's going to hold securely. It won't work its way out as we're traveling with this or on delivery. This is going to hold it nice and secure. If we do it as a pencil point or a perfect cone shape, it'll work its way out as it's traveling around. Now we can add our hypericum around the center. Taking the leaves off of the hypericum so that we just have a little bit more texture and they don't confuse us being able to see all those wonderful little berries. Looks like we need one more piece. That way, we've filled in all the way around the candle itself. So, our cake is looking pretty outrageous, but let's make it flamboyant by adding some ribbon. I ran across this one the other day. It's polka dot and it comes in JTV colors. We're gonna bring that around the outside of our cake and finish it off. Cut our ribbon a little bit longer than it needs to be, so we make sure that we have enough. I'm gonna even it up and tie it over the top of the rubber band so it conceals the rubber band we used as a mechanic. Tie it into a simple shoelace bow, and then we can trim our ends. So there's a cake that's fit for your star of JTV. Today, we learned how to create something that's great for any type of celebration. Anniversary, wedding, birthday, it doesn't make any difference. What's important is that you make your cakes utterly indulgent. The only limit is your imagination. Make it flashy so that it gets noticed. People love attention, especially on their birthday. I'd like to thank the folks at BloomNet for continuing to inspire us with the floral cakes, and my friends at Euphoria Roses for continuing to grow award-winning roses, the most beautiful roses on the planet. And to you, JTV viewers, help me celebrate my birthday this week. And everyone, make a wish. Keep having fun with flowers.